Hi, my name is Antonella and today I'm going to prove you that angle C is congruent to angle A. So let's start with what we know. It's given that angle A is complementary to angle C and that angle B is complementary to angle C. But we need to prove that angle A is congruent to angle C. So let's start with the step 1, that is definition of complementary angles. By the definition of complementary angles, the measure of two complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. So we can write MA plus MB equals 90 and MB plus MC equals 90 degrees. Then we get to the step 2, that is substitution. Since both of these expressions are equal to 90 degrees, we can set them equal to each other using substitution. That gives us MA plus MB equals MB plus MC. Then we get to step 3, the subtraction property of equality. Now, if we subtract MB from both sides using subtraction property of equality, we get MA equals MC. And then we get to the last step, that is the definition of congruent angles. Since the measure of angle A and angle B are equal, it follows by the definition of congruent angles that are A is congruent to C. And that's all, like the step by step on how to do it. But now I'm gonna read you the paragraph proof that is like a logical way to explain it and like all the steps together. So we're given that A is complementary to B and B is complementary to C. By the definition of complementary angles, the measures of two complementary angles add up to 90 degrees. Therefore, we can write the equations MA plus MB equals 90 degrees and MB plus MC equals 90 degrees because both expressions are equal to 90 degrees. We can substitute to obtain MA plus MB equals MB plus MC. Next, by the subtraction property of equality, we can subtract MB from both sides, resulting in MA equals MC. Since the measure of the two angles are equal, it follows by the definition of congruent angles, that is, A is congruent to C. Therefore, when two angles are each complementary to the same angle, those two are complementary angles. This paragraph is basically everything like we do step by step, but it's like just together and in a better, like logical and better way to say it. Thanks for watching.